everyone? Welcome back to Exploring DC, where we take a piece of DC and explore with you. I am your host, Josh. With me, as always, are my co-host, Jalen, and now Luis for his first episode as official co-host. How are we doing?
We're
Doing
doing
good,
good. We're
bro.
doing good. How are we?
Yeah,
How are you,
Excited.
you guys?
good. I'm good too. I figured this week we would try something new for like a little intro, if you guys want to stick with me here. I think I'm gonna ask each of you, give me something new going on in your life, just like general, and then give me something like nerdy going on in your life, like a movie you watched, show you watched, something you
Mm.
picked up. Give me one of each of those. Jalen, I'll start with
Okay.
you.
Okay. Something new going on in my life. I
Could be a
recently
really small
got
thing.
okay, really small thing. I recently got to another one of my films got to another film festival. Boom.
There we
Bang.
go.
That's the
I
one.
heard about that. Where was that again? What festival?
So it's called the Storytellers Initiative or something along those lines. And the festival itself is based in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that's like really exciting for me because that is the I think
Yep.
fifth one for that specific film. So yeah, man, we're on a high. And as far as like the nerdy thing that's gone on, I recently watched all of Phase Five's the MCU Phase Five's films, not the series, but the films themselves,
Yeah.
just straight back to back to back to back. So
Was
it's been an
that
interesting time.
was that a cohesive watch? Because I feel like Phase 5, not to get too far into it, was like the most all over the place. How did that go
Okay,
as like binging them?
I'm gonna be honest with just watching the films and not watching any of the series. It was surprisingly very cohesive. Like,
That's good.
because like even watching the Marvels, I completely forgot that Secret Invasion existed because that film touches nothing. Like, it does not touch at all on what Secret Invasion did.
Right.
Thank
Deadpool
God.
Wolverine doesn't touch on anything that Loki did. Brave New World and Thunderbolts are kind of hand in hand with each other in like the very small, minuscule ways when you watch them back to back. But other than that, the series really don't matter when you watch all the movies back to back. So I would recommend it for any of our viewers out there that are, I mean, I know we're all DC lovers out here, else you wouldn't be watching the pod. But if you're, if you like to dabble in Marvel from time to time, then I would recommend watching it that way, especially if you aren't fond of the D plus series.
It's awesome. Luis, how about you? New? Nerdy? What's going on?
Let's see. I mean, new in my life, started a job. Does me very good.
There we go.
About damn time.
Congrats.
Working at UNC Charlotte, which was very fun. I literally just do nothing.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So,
the student jobs always seem very relaxed. So
well, not the one Jalen had.
okay.
No, the one
The
I
one
had
Jalen
was
had was hell.
absolutely what I had was absolutely terrible. I had to work the sporting events. So whenever we would have football games, I would have to be out there on the field raising the field goal nets. And there was one specific time, right, where I was out there on the field and there was like some drunk fans behind me while I was raising the field goal nets and like UNC Charlotte was winning, but these people were fans of ECU. ECU fans,
Yeah.
they get a little rowdy and so like they start throwing beer and alcohol at me and at the person that I'm working with. And they start yelling all of these things at us and all that other stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not playing. I'm just
Right.
raising the net. So it was like Louis said, it wasn't
Damn.
it wasn't that good. Yeah.
No. And then let's see something nerdy. I went to Galaxy's Edge. That was awesome
Ooh,
at
how was that?
Orlando. Oh, I fucking loved it, man. That
Yeah.
Got
that that whole
show
park is awesome.
show us what you got. Show us what you
What?
got.
What are you
You
talking about? I
got it.
didn't get anything except
You got
this.
it there.
Fuck, it didn't
Ooh,
work.
does it not light up? Audio listeners love you to death. Luis has a lightsaber in his hand right now.
It
That
broke.
is not lighting up.
No
Wait,
way. No way. No way.
no, no way, it just fucking broke.
That's
No
that is
way.
bad timing.
That is
This thing
crazy.
was $200. It better fucking work.
Damn.
Wait. No way, dude.
It will
Well,
not turn on.
You got to keep us updated when that does turn on, or if
What the?
not.
You can
That's a
cut
wild
all
moment of
this
the
out, Josh.
pod.
I'm sorry, but they.
That's a clip moment.
Anyway, something new. I also started a job like a month ago. That's not new, but I am
Really?
competing in a work, like we're doing a event for cancer, and I am doing
That's
a ping
awesome,
pong
man.
tournament tomorrow. So I gotta lock in. Like I really gotta focus up and win for the pod because I'm gonna dedicate, my victory to all of you guys out here.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. You
very
gotta
ready
you
for
gotta
that.
lock in like Marty Supreme. That is
Exactly.
the
I am
only. That
Timothy
is the
Chalamet.
only.
Yeah.
Exactly. You gotta be Tim Timmy.
That is why I've become a lanky white boy the past like 3 years. It's for the sole purpose of becoming like Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme.
Look, he
You
just
know,
won White
I've been
Boy of the Year. He just won White
yeah.
Boy of the
So I'm
Year
trying.
on some podcast. So there we go.
That's I'm trying to get there. Like get Josh and 2026 white boy of the year. That's gonna take a lot of work, but we'll get there.
Oh,
We'll
we
get
Get
there.
we
him
gotta
there.
get you that, bro. We gotta get you that.
Get him there.
Something something nerdy is that I look at clearance stuff a lot when I go to like Target or Walmart just to kind of check. You never know. And I showed you guys those like Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific figures a couple weeks ago, Jalen. I bought another one. So I bought like the cheap $10 Superman figure when the movie came out, and I didn't get the expensive like McFarlane Toys one, but I found it for $20. And so now I have like the big scale,
Oh,
at
that's
least like
sick.
a decent version of Superman, David Corn Sweat, and he came with like crypto and everything. Oh, I dropped him in a stand. So I am very proud to have that on display now, and I'm gonna make like a DCU full like display piece somewhere when I get to it. But
That would be awesome,
yeah, I've
man.
been getting a lot of DC stuff. I mean, even the shirt. Look, I got a Mr. Terrific little long sleeve now that I found for 10
Yes.
bucks. So I'm getting lucky with some of this leftover Superman merch.
That's
I'm
awesome,
sorry,
Josh.
just laughing for the viewers, for the listeners. You guys, I don't know. Wait. Okay, wait. Because for the audio listeners out there, I feel so bad for you. You just missed Luis for the last 2 minutes trying to work on his lightsaber, and he just throws it in the back.
It
Oh
will
my
not
god.
work.
Oh,
It's only
Jesus
200
Christ, bro.
bucks, bro. I
Man,
mean, we'll get that. Oh, okay. And
that's
then the
a
last
week of
thing
work for me. That's fun.
the thing is that Jackson's not here, but I did want to plug that his new short film, Hypnagogia, we just released that out on the RTC Studios YouTube channel. If you go to our Exploring DC Instagram pages or TikTok page, you should, in our reposts, we'll have a repost like the trailer, and you could follow that link to, get to the film or just search up RTC Studios and check that out. We love you,
Yep.
Jack. He did not want to play Lego Batman, so he is not here,
So
which is
don't
fine.
watch this film.
Don't
I'm
watch
just
his
kidding.
film.
No, great film.
Anyway,
Absolutely great film.
great film. I don't want to plug just random short films all the time, but when it's our boys and they're doing good stuff, yeah, like absolutely. So that's all on the agenda. I thought that was fun. I thought that went well. We'll keep doing that because I think our intros sometimes get a little
Hmm.
lopsided when we have Jackson just rambling about whatever food he's eating.
Yeah.
Rambling
Yeah,
about smoothies and yogurt and water and all this other Jackson
It
Wells
does give
stuff.
me quotes for trivia night, though. It
it
does give me
does.
quotes for trivia night.
It does.
Bang.
Anyway,
Oh,
this week we're
yeah.
talking about Lego Batman, the video game. Synopsis here. Batman and Robin have to stop the Riddler, Penguin, and Joker after they escape Arkham Asylum and team up with other villains to cause chaos in Gotham City. This was developed by Traveler's Tales, who obviously has done all the Lego games for the most part until recently. And then TT Fusion did the DS version, which is different than normal versions. This came out Xbox 360, Wii, PS2, PS3, PS Portable, PC, DS, which is what Luis has right there. And you can play it on modern consoles now. But apparently, I was trying to play it on my PS5. You have to get like the subscription, like the
Hmm.
PlayStation Premium Ultra $30 a month shit. And I'm like, I immediately said no. And I whipped out my Xbox 360 and booted up on there because I was like,
You're better than me. I had to pay the subscription for 1 month.
No, no, dude. Director here is John Burden. I thought this was really interesting. He's done a lot of video game direction. He did a couple tie-in games like a Toy Story 2 game and stuff. But he has
Hmm.
directed pretty much all the major TT Lego games from the original Star Wars game up until he dropped off around the Avengers game. So everything kind of post that is new people.
So these two were him.
Those two were him.
Oh, got it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he
Interesting.
also did the
Has he been?
recent Funko Fusion game, which people were not
Oh
like
God,
a fan of.
that game's horrible.
Did you play it?
I played a little bit of it and I gave up.
I like collecting Funkos here and there. That game looked like the weirdest IP mash. It looked like a poor man's Lego Dimensions.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes. Oh, you have it all. You just have it all here, man.
Oh
He
no,
does have it on
no,
there.
just a
That
couple,
man
you
is
know,
prepared.
just a
That man is
couple,
prepared.
That is
you
awesome.
know, just
That
just a
man is
couple games, you
prepared.
know.
Yeah. Voice. Do you guys know that there was an actual voice cast for this game, despite it just being like grunts and stuff? They
Interesting. I
had
did not know that.
Get this, they had like every major voice act.
Me neither.
Steve Bloom, who voices Zeb and a bunch of other big characters, he voiced the grunts for Batman, Joker, Killer Moth, Killer Croc, Two-Face, all of these characters. James
Steve
Arnold
Blum did
Taylor,
that?
James Arnold Taylor did Obi-Wan in Clone Wars, did Robin and Nightwing. Tom Kenny did Riddler, Penguin. There's a bunch of people in here. Fred Tatasciore, Gray Lyle, OG Banks, Vanessa Marshall, all your standard like people that have been in a lot of DC stuff. Which is like
Interesting.
really crazy that they got all this talent for what is essentially something one or two people could do on their own.
That is so
Exactly.
weird. I just imagine getting into the booth, like expecting a script, and it's just a bunch of grunts.
It's just
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
but like they're telling you
I
Uh-huh.
to grunt in like 10 or 15 different ways for however many different characters. Like add it
Yeah.
gravelly or make it more quiet, make it
mm-mm.
more like flirtatious, make it more this, make it more that, and it's just like I'm grunting, like this. I'm grunting. Like how else am I supposed to grunt? You know, and that's interesting.
This
Like
is like
casting all
Vin
those.
Diesel going, "I am Groot" for like 3 hours.
And getting paid like a shit
Exactly.
ton for that. Yeah,
Well,
the
Exactly.
thing that was interesting,
I will give it to Vin Diesel. He does do every language.
he does. I
In
thought
every
was
language.
interesting was that do they grunt every language? I don't think you can
Wait.
grunt every language. I think it's all just the same. You just add a
French.
little
That was
accent to it.
French. That was French.
Oh God, I tried to do Latino and it did not come out.
My whole thing, man, is like if you're gonna get a voice cast, why are you hiring like all the big names? Like, what do you need them for? Just get any guy. I could do
Yeah,
Batman Grant,
I
or
guess it's name recognition.
but like I don't think anyone. They're not putting the names on the box or
That's
anything.
true. Actually, let
Like
me
you guys didn't
look
even
at.
know there was a voice cast. So very interesting. But like I'm not complaining about it. It's cool that there's all these big names from DC in there. Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys. Obviously, this is a game I imagine we all kind of grew up a little bit with childhood wise. What are your initial experiences with this one, like dating back then? Give me some childhood memories. Jalen.
So for me, right, I kind of like Luis. I started this game out on the Nintendo DS, and it was like
Really?
peak childhood time because I was a summer camp kid. I believe I've mentioned that somewhere in one of our episodes on the pod where I would go to daycare
hmm
or summer camp as some people call it or some people refer to it as. And there was this group of kids and we would always like bring our DSs or we would always like sneak our DSs in our bags even though we technically weren't supposed to because they were trying to preach like technology ruins kids' brains and whatever, right? So we would always sneak it
Yeah.
and we would always like go into like the little corners beside like the cabin. It was always like 5 or 6 of us, and we would sit there and we would like connect our like DSs. We would be playing like Mario Kart and all that other stuff. And since we couldn't connect it, we couldn't play multiplayer or whatever on for Lego Batman. At least not for me. We would just all like try to see who could beat the game
Yeah.
first. And I've played through this game so many times, but ironically enough, I couldn't necessarily remember it until I played through it, you know, over this last month or so for the podcast. And man, like it's crazy how like all of your childhood memories can be tied to such small minuscule, you
Mhm.
know, thing, and it just brings back all the happy moments, all the sad moments, all the people who you've probably forgotten who you when you know who you were around when you were kids. It is wild. But how about you guys?
Well, this game, I've always been a fan of the Lego games since I was a little kid. I've loved them. I grew up playing the Complete Saga, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones. And this game, it's funny. It's probably the one I have the least memories of, but it's also the one that I can like remember the most. Like, I can remember a whole level from this game. I can't do that for all the others. It's weird, but this is the way I discovered a lot of decent characters. I mean, I didn't know who Nightwing was until I played this game because he would always be walking around the back. Same with Batgirl, actually,
Yeah.
and a lot of the villains. So no, it's awesome to replay it because I used to play with my dad all the time. Him and I would play on the PlayStation 3. We would play this all the time before that thing fried itself. But yeah, no, this and all the Lego games have hold a really special place in my heart. Like truly. How about you, Josh?
I have the same thing, man. I'm a diehard TT Lego game guy because I lived in South Korea for a couple years and I was like 4, so I don't remember
What?
much. But I do
What?
remember, yes,
Never knew this.
that's a
Never
random
knew this.
lore drop. I use it as icebreaker sometimes when I used to do school. They'd be like, you're
Yeah.
starting a class, and they're like, tell a fun fact about yourself. I'm like, yeah, I'm left-handed, and I lived in South Korea, but I don't remember it. What I
See,
do
when you
remember,
said icebreaker, I thought you meant you just go up to somebody, hey, I'm from South Korea.
oh, just to like introduce myself.
Yeah, just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I feel like that would still kind of go well. Maybe they'd think I'm part of
That would work.
BTS. I'm the diversity
Yeah.
hire in BTS. Yeah,
God.
transition. Anyway, I remember the Wii being my first console, and I remember Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga being my very
Yes.
first video game I ever played in my life. And so that's the one I have like so much fondness for. I don't think it can ever be topped just because of that. But I do remember having Lego Batman on the Wii, loving it. That was an early onboarding ramp for DC to get me into it. That trinity of Star Wars, Batman, Indiana Jones as a kid, like, oh my God.
Incredible.
You I don't think childhood games before or since will ever get to that like little peak that we had with
Yeah.
those three. Because everyone that from our generation talks about at least one of those games. I find it very rare to find someone around in our age group demographic that does not talk about one of those free Lego games.
So let me let
It
me
is
let
like
me ask
very
That's
both of you
true.
intrinsically.
guys. Let me ask both of you guys a question. So when it comes to these
Yeah.
Lego games, what is a childhood memory that you have tied to one of these? Something that you will never like forget, but it doesn't have to necessarily be about the game itself, but something that happened that was kind of tied to a time when you were playing the game, if that makes sense. Because like
If I
Oh,
kind of like I was saying, yeah, like because there are so many memories tied. Like there was this one time where one of my friends actually got in trouble for playing this game, but he got in trouble like really bad to the point where he was taken out of the daycare because his teacher
yeah.
or his mom or whatever was like we were a bad influence, like all 5 or 6 of us, whoever was in
Hmm.
that group, we were all a bad influence on him,
mhm.
even though because like she was like, the game promotes violence, the game does this. So like, is there any moments like that
Yeah.
for you, where for you guys, where it's like, man, like this happened when I was a child, but but like I went home and I played Lego Indiana Jones and it got better or whatever and all that other stuff.
See, I don't think I have one like a specific one with these games. I
Yeah, I was gonna say
know,
the same
well,
thing.
with Lego games in general, I would say I can't remember which one it was. I think it was probably the first Lego Marvel, or maybe it was Lego Batman 2. It was one of the two. The first ever like script I ever wrote was because of a character I created in the Lego Customizer,
Oh,
and because I
Interesting.
that's
used to
so
That's
that was
so awesome.
that used to be my favorite thing. Lego games, my favorite thing has always been the customizer. I always create my own characters.
yeah,
When I
that's
do
so
that,
sweet.
And that I think is the first script I ever wrote. Yeah, with some characters I created in that.
Oh man, I remember some of my Lego Marvel customs. I would just go crazy with the lore and
Same.
everything. Yeah, Jalen, I had the
That
same
is
thing. All my memories of these early ones are just kind of like I remember playing with my brother and fighting over like dragging each other across the level because there was no split screen yet. So I don't
Yeah.
have like
yeah.
any specific
That's
things, but I
exactly
just
right.
remember like that was the games I most played. I most fought with my like sibling because it's so hard to play that multiplayer if you're like have different agendas in the game, which you always do when you're young. Like you're always just trying to
Yeah.
Exactly.
go different areas. I'm gonna give you one though. I'm gonna give you one same era as Luis Lego Marvel. My little brother wanted to play Lego games with us too, right? With me and my older brother. And obviously these are two-player games, and we did not want to give up our remotes to like let him have a turn at all. So what we would
Yeah.
do is we would go in the Lego Marvel like free roam, give him a remote that didn't work, had no batteries in it, and just like tell him that he was playing. And
Some stuff.
sometimes he would go like, why is my character not jumping? And we'd be like, oh shit, we'd have to start jumping. Oh, and we got caught a couple of times by him and he cried, man.
So messed up, bro.
We were so mean
That's
about it,
awesome.
man. But
Hell yeah.
That is awesome. That is
and
awesome. There, there,
like
there was
having to
actually.
like so we would have to like basically
Go
we would
ahead.
have to basically still do what he wanted to do, but we didn't want to let him play. So it was first in our minds easier to just mimic what he wanted to do instead of just giving him the remote for like 5 minutes.
It's sick, man.
Yeah.
There was this one time in
Oh
my
man.
Lego Marvel years where I had a story similar to you, Josh, where I was playing with one of my little cousins, and
Huh.
she was kind of like a tomboy, so like she was really into like shoes, into playing basketball, and into video games. She was a really 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 big fan of Lego games and Lego Star Wars and like Call of Duty and all that other stuff, right? So there was one time,
Yeah.
and this is actually my get back moment, because there was one time where I wanted to play, I think the newest 2K or something with her, right? But at the same
Yeah.
time, she was like, "Oh no, I don't feel like sharing my controllers, or I don't want you to break it or whatever." So I was a little salty. So we were all at my grandparents' house for like a little family event, right? And she grabs a controller and she's like, "Oh, what's this? I want to play." So I'm like, "Okay, sure, you can play." And it was, I don't know if you guys remember, but the second level where it's Captain America and Mr. Fantastic going against Dr. Octopus. And if you're on the Wii version or
Yeah.
the actual console version, there's a moment in the mission where whoever goes first, he just gets infinitely slapped by Dr. Octopus. I don't know if you guys remember that moment in
Yeah.
that level, but I basically told her, because I had already
Yeah.
played through this game so many times, and there was and I had told her, I was like, go first. Like, you go first, you lead. You're playing against Captain America, so you're technically the leader, so I'll follow you. So she goes down, and the cutscene initiates where Doctor Octopus goes and he just keeps slapping the character over and over and over and over and over again. And I stand there and like I'm dying, and like she is like about to break my controller because she's trying her hardest to get out of it, and she's screaming at me. Mind you, we're both 10 at this time, so like she's screaming at me and she's like, "Oh my god, Jalen, help me!" Like, and she's getting louder and louder and louder and more upset, to the point where she bangs my controller onto the ground, and the game just shuts off, like it glitches. And I was like, "Bro, what did you do?" And it's just like one of those
Oh my
moments where it
god.
was like, yeah, where it's like memories like that is like tied to these Lego games, and it's just how fun they used to be when we were younger, especially Lego Batman. Like, Lego
Oh
Batman
my
is
God.
legendary in the Lego game
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
pantheon.
So let me transition to now. I wanted a quick like thoughts. Like you guys both played through this again. What system did you play it on this time? And kind of like how did that experience go? Like gameplay wise, did it hold up, all these years?
I mean, I played it on my PlayStation 5.
Right. So
So
how was
that
that?
was it was interesting. I mean, the game kept crashing every certain amount of time. So don't get the subscription. It sucks.
I figured.
So yeah, but it was very fun to play. I will say it was extremely easy, like a
Hmm.
lot easier than I remembered that game. There were some levels that like pissed me off a bit, but like most of it was extremely like fast to get through.
Yeah.
And I remember struggling so much when I was a kid to play through this game. But no, other than that, I mean the cutscenes are always extremely fun. I love the classic Lego humor. I mean the modern games, while I still play them and I do enjoy them, they don't compare on the humor that those original games had, especially like the Trinity that we talked about. I remember there was one cutscene. I think it's in the Catwoman level in like the second episode.
Just
They
making out
can't like
Bruce.
catch her. That's not the part I'm thinking of. That's you. That's all you, John. That's all you. But I'm thinking about afterwards. They can't like catch her and put her into like the prison truck. So
Mm.
like Batman just comes up, and I thought he was like gonna kiss her again, and bro just sets out a bowl of milk.
And she just goes for it.
He just goes for it. That's what gets her to get in the truck. And I'm like,
Lego logic.
that would not be a joke they do nowadays. And then
No.
like Robin gets decapitated in the next level,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and he just I don't know. Lego logic is interesting. It really is.
It's it's so I it reminds me a lot of like Charlie Chaplin like stuff, the way these
Yes.
old humor was, where it's like you can convey so much with just being slightly slapstick, and it's not over the top like Three Stooges level. It's just fun. Like it's light and innocent. Jalen, what'd you play it on?
So I played it on my DS, and it was very, very, very nostalgic. But at the same time, I also went and I watched some walkthroughs of the game
No.
on, the Xbox console. And I must say, there is such a difference in what you're getting with the DS version than what you're getting with, the console version. Like the console version, of course, it is gonna feel more grand and more, I mean, like Luis, you've played it on the DS, but you've also played it on the console now. So like, what do you notice
Yeah.
between like the two of them?
Well, from what I remember very little of the DS version, to be completely honest. On my DS, the one I used to play a lot was the first Harry Potter game. That was the one I played on my DS, and the Lego Star Wars too. But from what I remember, I know it was a huge graphical like change, and that's like for that time when like the graphics were not that different between the two. And God, I actually, to be completely honest, I can't remember much from the DS version. Like that was not my
It's
main version of
very
Lego Batman.
it is very like very straightforward. There's no obviously there's really no free roaming. There is no free roaming at all except for when you're free roaming within the
Hmm.
level
Hmm.
itself. But of course it does feel like you're missing out on like a
Are the
whole world,
levels
because
the
even though
same?
like they're tweaked some, yeah, they're still split, but they are tweaked in a different type of way, where like I said, it is more like you go from one chapter to the next chapter to the next chapter to the next chapter. It's not episodes, like how it is on console.
No.
But even like when I was watching the walkthrough,
Hmm.
that whole, boat chase for the penguin and the car chase for Two-Face and all that other stuff, that isn't present in the DS game. And like part of me wonders like why that type of stuff isn't. But at the same time, it is also like really cool when you watch that. And I'm sure for you, Luis, when you played through that Two-Face car chase and you're grappling cars
Hmm.
and dragging them along the Gotham streets, like I'm sure for you that is like insanely fun, especially for a game that came out what, like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
2008, yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm. What's
it's definitely
crazy is like anytime,
if you
sorry,
are go
anytime
back
I
as a
hear people like talk about that game, I hear you like so delayed that I cannot tell when you start talking.
you're good. You're
I'm
good.
so sorry. Finish, and then
You're
I'll
good.
talk. Sorry.
So for as a viewer, if you are gonna go back and play through one of these games or this game in specific, I would definitely go console for sure. You get the most immersive experience.
Yeah.
See, what's funny is I was actually going to talk about that. anytime I hear about this game on YouTube, on like social media, people actually say go for the DS version. I actually always hear the
Really?
opposite. I always hear people prefer the DS game for some reason. I've
Is
never
that
really
because of how
understood
many other
why.
characters there are in the DS one?
Yes, that always is a thing that happens when they do like these handheld games. It happened to Mortal Kombat too. They had
Yeah.
like the handheld versions of the games, and it's because they can't handle a lot of the gameplay stuff, so they like pull back, so they have a lot more space to add a lot more stuff. And
Actually have a
but I
list
also
of all the
hear, hmm?
I have a list of all the DS exclusive characters.
Hit
I
me.
wrote them down. Yeah, so the four that you can actually make in the console version are Spoiler, Azrael, Huntress, and
Hmm.
Black Mask, and you can make those in the character customizer if you get all the parts. I
Yep.
tried to do it after I beat all the levels, but I did not have the parts, so I think you have to do like a lot more mini
Yeah.
kits and stuff like that to get all the parts. On top of that, they have like a bunch of like civilian versions, so Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Harvey Dent, stuff like that. And then other characters, just they have Bullock, Lucius Fox, Jeremiah Arkham, Ventriloquist, Hugo Strange, Talia al Ghul, Firefly, and then the one I thought the most interesting was Victor Zaz, which is a wild choice for a Lego
Yeah, I
game.
forgot about that.
Yeah. So honestly, no major characters that you're missing. I would say maybe like Huntress or Firefly is your biggest one that you probably want in like the main game, but definitely some characters that would have been really cool to see in proper form.
Yeah. Yeah, for a fact. Like, is there any Batman character? Because I know we got a lot of like characters later on in two and three, but are there
Hmm.
any like Batman specific characters that you guys would have liked to see in one that weren't there?
Red Hood.
Yeah.
I don't think Red Hood proper, like Jason Todd, was even a thing at this point, as or was he? But I mean like the Red Hood, like the
I think
Joker costume.
I think yeah, Death in the Family had just happened, but we didn't have his Red Hood yet. But we did have Joker
Yeah,
Red Hood.
yeah, I would like to see that version of Red Hood, which we're gonna see in like the new Batman game. That would have been a really fun costume though to see, because of all
So
the costumes,
excited.
we get the tropical Joker, which is like the killing joke Joker in this game, which that one's a wild like Joker alternate costume.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know, Luis, how about you?
I'm actually like I don't think for the time there really was many people missing,
Right?
really, other than like a couple villains. I really can't because Batwoman.
I don't
Barely
think
like
so.
no. Yeah, no, actually no. She was 2010, I believe.
Yeah, she was. Then yeah, no, I think like Bad Family wise, other than Red Hood, they kind of like really hit it on the head. Like having Nightwing,
Hmm.
having Batgirl walk around, Alfred,
Yeah.
Catwoman. Like so, everybody else is just like more modern characters. So yeah, I think I'm honestly good. Actually, no, Commissioner Gordon would have been cool playable. I don't think he's playable at all.
No, he's playable.
He is.
Yeah, he's in the game.
I
Yeah.
completely
He's one
forgot
they
that
have
he
a
was
lot of like
playable.
I would have liked to see Jason Todd as like Robin or something, like an alternate Robin costume. Because he
True.
gets no rep in this game. Even though he's in the files and like the those character description things that you
Hmm.
can buy. So, what did you guys think of the roster like overall? Are there any highlights that you have like gameplay wise or maybe some of the extra characters?
I mean, like I said, not this is how I discovered Nightwing. Like this
Hmm.
game, I used to love just backflipping as Nightwing with the Eskrima sticks throughout the
Hmm.
Batcave. I think that was the main thing I did in back when I was a kid. And my dad would ask like, "Do you want to play the level?" I'm like, "No, I'm just," and I'll just keep free roaming as Nightwing. But yeah, so he was always my favorite. But it's also really cool that they include villains like back then, like Man-Bat. Like who the hell knew about Man-Bat back then? Or
Right.
even Killer Croc was not that big back then because he hadn't had as many appearances. Really,
Killer Moth, even.
Killer Moth too. So it's
Yeah.
like it's so cool to see like you have your Penguin, you have your Two Face, you have your Poison Ivy, but then you also have Man Bat, Killer Croc, and Killer Moth.
It set me up for false expectations that those characters were going to be a lot bigger in Batman lore. And then now you haven't seen Man Bat show up in like any media, and I'm like, oh well. Or like Killer Moth falling off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, like these aren't actually like huge characters in the lore. They're just they
He
needed to
does
fill out those
have
teams.
that Arkham Knight jump scare for Man Bat. That's the only thing he's
That
done.
is true.
That's true. That's true.
That is
Jalen, how
true.
about you? Any characters here that you love?
Um, I think, well, a character that stood out to me, I think Poison Ivy looks like a member of the Smiling Friends. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that with that concept,
He
but
does.
yeah, she looks like a member of the Smiley Friends. But like Luis, this was also my introduction to Nightwing, especially like his spiky hairstyle. I thought I legit thought he would look like that in the comics, and then I go in the comics and bro has a
Yeah.
mullet. He has like just regular hair, and I don't even know where they got the idea for the spiky hair from, but I love that they did that choice. And I mean,
It's so
Nightwing was
cool.
like it's so sick, and like Nightwing was definitely the character that I was like, yeah, this is like I don't know who this dude is, and at that time I didn't know he was a Robin. I just thought he was like some random
Me
superhero,
neither.
and I was like, give this guy an Arrowverse show, give this guy a movie, give
Yeah.
this guy
Oh
like a
God.
series or something, like do something. And then this was also around the same, like a few years after this was the Nightwing fan film series that Ismahawk did on YouTube, and I remember watching that series and then instantly going back to play this game and instantly going back to playing Nightwing because I was on a Nightwing high. And yeah, so Nightwing for me is the standout, and of course Poison Ivy Smiling Friends version is the
When you
is another
mentioned
standout
Poison
for me.
Ivy, I was worried where that sentence was going.
Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. But, can I say something? Can I say something about
Oh
about
Go
this
God.
version
ahead.
of
Yeah.
Nightwing? About this version of Nightwing? Can we both
Yeah.
agree? Can all three of us agree that with the spiky hair, he can get it?
Not
Can we
again.
can we can we agree? Can we agree?
The Lego.
The Lego, the
How's that
Lego.
gonna how is that gonna work, Jalen? Why don't you walk me through that?
I
It's
mean,
that
like
small, Jalen?
No, you
the
wanna bring
hands
it
are
up,
like,
bro. Why don't you walk me through it?
I mean, like the hands, because like you know what? This
It's
is
just
not gonna be talked about on a podcast.
Josh, can I already quit the podcast?
yeah, I'll send you your severance pay, man. It's okay. Um I love a lot of the villain characters in this. I think the abilities are so well done. Like I think Mr. Freeze is really well designed. Killer Moth is really well designed. The honestly the standout character I think about is Clayface in this. I think this is
Oh,
like
Yes.
that's a
the
really good one.
Clayface I think
Yes.
in all media, this is the Clayface I probably think about the most. Just because I love like he's so charming in both the villain level and the hero level. His design is like so iconic to me. Like when I think of Lego Batman, the first game specific character designs, I think of the Clayface one. And his moveset's so fun. Like he has the high jump, he has the strength, his like things turn into hammers and all that. I think he's the
Yeah.
most like diverse character in terms of abilities. Maybe Joker might have a couple more, but like because Joker has those machine guns, which is really fun on top of like acid and all that. But I love Clayface in this game, and you know, the poster on Letterbox for the movie has been like Lego Clayface for a couple months, and I hope it stays that way because it's so fun to like
Hmm.
look at
That's
Lego
awesome.
look at Lego
That's
Clayface all the
awesome.
time. Yeah. Did you guys play both the hero levels and the villain levels for this one in your replays?
I did
I
not.
started the villain levels, I was
I
not able
only
to
played
finish them.
the Yeah, I only played the hero levels.
Okay. So we'll talk mostly on the hero levels, but I'll touch on the how many did you play the villain levels, Luis?
I believe I played only the Two-Face and Clayface once, like the first chapter. But I
The
think I
first
only played
chapter.
like 3 of them. Yeah.
How did you think about that compared to like the hero levels? Do you like that those are in the game?
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's something that was never done after this
Uh-huh.
until what Lego DC Supervillains was the next time we get to play as like the villains, other than like
Yeah, but it's not even the
this.
same concept of like getting to play one's perspective and the other. Like we never got something like that really again.
Exactly. I mean, it's so weird because it's such a good system being able to
Hmm.
replay those levels as the villains. I'm surprised it was not a part of Lego Batman 2. Batman 3
Do you
makes
know?
sense, but Batman 2 should have been there.
Do you know what would have been really fun for is Lego Star Wars. You know how cool it would be?
That
Because,
would
like,
have
remember
been.
that one level that's everyone loves, which is Darth Vader and Palpatine or whatever on the Tantive? Maybe it's not Palpatine. Where they do, there's a bonus level in Lego Star Wars where it's Darth Vader and someone else, and you're basically attacking the ship in the beginning of A New
Oh,
Hope.
yeah. That's after you finish the game, the bonus levels. Yeah,
Yes, imagine like the whole, you could see all the movies from the villain side.
that would have been really cool.
That would have been.
Man,
Hmm. Maybe if
because
they would have done that in the Skywalker saga, it would have been a success.
it's so fun in this game. Like I love, and it doesn't like crazy break continuity or anything. Like it's just like it explains so many cool things. Even like when you play the hero levels, I got really upset when I first played through the second chapter because you don't get to fight Bane at all. And I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to fight Bane, and that's the
Mhm.
one character, one villain you don't get to fight of all the villains. And then you go to the villain level, and the first level is Bane and Penguin, and at the end, Bane, in like his own Lego humor way, gets himself captured by the police because he's incompetent, and that explains like why he's not in the hero level.
You know what's funny about that? That was supposed to be a hero level, but it got scrapped.
Yeah, they scrap. I think it's probably because he played similar to Killer Croc, I imagine, like boss fight wise.
There's a lot of stuff from Lego Batman because there is a prototype version of the game that was used for like the trailers
Yeah,
that just never saw the light of day. Like it was a lot of more violent game too.
really.
Yeah, there's an animation that got leaked from the prototype version from like hackers like trying to find it, where
Hmm.
when you threw a batarang, it literally decapitated them, and they kept looking for their head before dying.
No way.
Yeah, no, it was supposed
Jesus,
to
man,
be a
that
much more
is.
violent game until they decided to make it for like just straight up kids.
Well, that makes sense though, because Batman doesn't kill, so it would be kind of out of character, even especially for like a Lego game.
Yeah,
But
I think it's just the fact that like they explode anyways. So I think they just thought it'd be funnier. But then like when it got reviewed, they were like, no, let's just make them break apart like they normally do.
oh, okay. How do you guys feel about the combat in this one compared to like maybe even other Lego games? Because I thought it was pretty intense. Like they send waves of enemies after you constantly this one.
Hmm.
You're constantly getting barraged by people. Like you got to be on your toes. For at least in
Yeah.
terms of like Lego game stuff.
It will always piss me off from when I was a kid till today when you're trying to build something and then they just
And
start
they shoot
shooting
you.
your ass. Oh, fucking God.
Yeah,
That will never
biggest
stop
rage
pissing me
bait,
off.
biggest rage
Mm.
bait ever
Yes.
in a video game is that.
Oh my God. I will say, I played this game so much as a kid, and I never knew that if you like hit a certain button, you can like grab them and then
It's so
attack them.
Yes,
cool. I was doing it for
that
I
is the
Robin.
just
coolest
found that
mechanic.
out.
That is my favorite mechanic. Is the
The
I
grab
was,
you can
mechanic.
do
So
combo
good.
moves, bro, in this shit. Like
yeah,
Oh
actual
yeah,
like layered moves. It's
yes.
so fun.
if you jump and then hit the button, it does like a different move. If you grab them, it
Yeah.
does a different move. I never knew that was a thing.
Neither did I. I thought it was so cool playing this for real. Because I was doing Robin. I was just like, psh. It was so fun.
So
Galen, how is that
it,
on the DS?
see, that's the thing. It actually wasn't that crazy on the DS, which is why I would
Mm.
recommend you get the console because if you are a big combat person, the console version has that for you. Because on the DS, it is very much like your basic Lego game where you punch.
Yeah.
There's no grab up there, unless I didn't know about it. There's no grab on the DS version. So you are missing out on a lot of mechanics that they give you with the console version if you go with the DS version. Now, granted, if it's like a nostalgia thing, then sure, play through the DS version.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for the full experience, go console. But like, do you
Yep.
guys think there is a conversation to be had that Lego games, in a way, had an effect on how combat, characters, level system is in just video games, period, or in superhero video games? Like, for instance, the Arkham games, or, some other superhero games that came after this.
When the first Arkham came out in 2009, right?
A year
Asylum.
after. a year after this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they were already well into development on that. So I can't speak to like if the chain combos in this like influence them a ton, but I definitely think like maybe like level structure, it being kind of separated how it is. It's definitely been a thing I've seen in a lot of games and stuff where they like to separate things by chapters, which is cool. But there really is nothing like a classic like Lego game combat. It's
Oh,
the
no,
right
not at all.
level of it's the right level of engaging, but also not challenging. Where if I'm a
Hmm.
kid, I'm not gonna be like stuck. Like I'm gonna keep dying and not be able to like pass a room. But it's not like baby stuff completely, where one hit and every enemy is down,
So let me ask a
which is
follow
nice.
up question for Legends of the Dark Knight. Do we like that they are going with the Arkham model, or do we think they should stick with that classic Lego combat stuff? Because I know Lego combat has advanced throughout the years of like, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens introducing combat and like the
Uh-huh.
shooter motion and
Yeah.
Lego Marvel's adding team up moves and stuff like that. So do we like that Lego or the next Lego Batman is just adapting another game's combat style?
I think I think it's good because they're giving you levels. So it's for the first time ever they're doing difficulty on a Lego game.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
believe
Interesting.
with that effect, it's like it'll be a bit will never sadly go back. That's that classic like combat. They've like continued to evolve as stuff goes
Yeah.
on. But I think I like the fact that they're giving you difficulty because you get to play like you want for like the little kid, like DC, just load through the enemies, like go through the easy level. If you're someone
Mm.
like us, that maybe like, you know what, today I feel like I actually want to like have a bit of a challenge in the combat. Then you have like the Dark Knight mode, which I think is cool. So I think like that one strikes a good balance. Unlike, for example, actually I have it right here. This game I think went too far. This is the Lego Ninjago movie game. And like this one, I think went way too far with the combat. Like to like jump and do combos and like mash like 5 buttons at the same time to be able to like beat enemies. I enjoyed it when I was a kid, but at the same time, I was like, this does not feel like a Lego game.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
echo what you said, Luis. I honestly think this game feels very much kind of like a base level Arkham combat system with the way you can
Mm-hmm.
do like the simple chain combos and like a more advanced version of that. Because this game, more than any other Lego game, I feel like I have to punch people like 6, 7, 8 times. I did not mean to do that for the bit. I just, God, those numbers have corrupted my fucking brain.
Lance, Lance got up. Lance is done with the fun.
I'm so
Oh my
sorry.
god.
We're gonna retire.
We're done. Last episode of Exploring DC right here. It's been a good year, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna keep
I'm
working
just
on
happy.
this.
I'm just happy Jackson wasn't there for that. Like, thank God.
Dude, if Jackson was there, man. Hey.
Anyway, I like this game more than any other one. I felt like I actually had to like really fight enemies off. And so if the Legacy of Dark Knight is like that, I am going to be excited. I thought that Skywalker Saga was not as engaging as I hoped, but that was also
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the new camera like system. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like all the
Mm-hmm.
old Lego games are
Yes.
very like wide angle, like you're seeing a lot of the map and the level. And these newer games are more over the shoulder, like traditional
Yeah.
AAA games. And I did not love that with Skywalker Saga. I felt it limited the scope of the Lego game, and I'm kind of worried about the Batman one having that same problem.
I think one of the issues they had when they switched over, so they like switched engines when they did
Yes,
Lego
they
Star Wars: The
switched to the
Skywalker Saga.
the Unreal Engine, which a lot of like bigger games use. I think like Fortnite and stuff uses all that.
Yeah, instead of like back in the day, they used their own engine back in the day.
They did.
And like a lot of games are doing that, and it's just causing so many issues. I've heard of so many
Mhm.
games that like Unreal Engine 5, like we have Unreal Engine 5, like it's gonna be the most beautiful, and then it just doesn't work when it's released because nobody understands
Yeah,
how to use that program yet, which
right.
worries me for Lego Batman. And there's some other game, Marvel 1943, that's also
Mm.
coming out. That's also Unreal Engine 5, and we've heard nothing of that game, which is why it
Well,
shocked me when the Lego Batman got announced for a date. I was like, ooh, we'll see how that goes.
I think the thing that's keeping me a little more optimistic about the Lego Batman one is that Skywalker Saga was their first foray into it. Like that was their first time using it. And now they got silent for a couple years and are putting out this game. So I'm hoping they like learned how to
Mhm.
develop with it. But I get your
Yeah.
concern as well. Like I don't know, Jalen, are you worried about the new gameplay of this new
I'm
game?
not I'm not worried about it, but I definitely think it will take some getting used to because
Yeah.
the thing that I think I'm struggling with right now is that each Lego game has had some level of originality in its combat, in its gameplay mechanics, and everything in that nature. So far, what I'm
Hmm.
and mind you, I have only seen the launch trailer, so I haven't seen anything other than that. Or well, correction, I've seen like little small clips, but I haven't actually sat down and dedicated my time to researching stuff about the game.
Hmm.
And in the one clip that I've seen of the combat, or in the few clips that I've seen of the combat, it does feel a little bit like it is.
There
Hey,
we
it's back
go,
up. There
Louise.
we go. $200 not down the drain.
No, it broke again.
But
Lightsaber is back,
No,
audio
it,
listeners.
it, it broke
uh,
again.
Oh,
oh
never
my
mind.
God.
Jeez. Anyway,
Jeez.
Jalen.
But it does feel like the game is emulating Arkham a little too much, and I do want to see some
Yeah.
more of that originality again. But like I said, I mean, like the story structure of the game, I absolutely love what they're doing, taking stuff from the comics, from TV shows, from
Yeah.
movies, and packing it all into one story. I'm still interested to see how that's gonna work, but at the same time, I'm just here for the ride and I'm excited to see what they do regardless. You know, but I do hope that when the game comes out, you do start to feel a little bit more of that variance, especially since they are using that Arkham combat system.
Yeah.
Well, let me challenge you on that directly. Originality, right? You speak to this game being original, which is true. I actually like thought about it. This is the only of those early Lego games, like pre-voice acting, that's not based on a movie or TV show directly. Like they're all otherwise like copying like
Yeah.
films or TV shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It was the
until
first
That
one.
until
is true.
Batman 2. What I will say though, the new game is clearly drawing from everything, right?
Yeah,
This game is the OG perpetrator of that because all the music is pulled from the Burton films, and most of the designs of the levels or the characters are either from the four like early era Batman films or the Batman the Animated Series designs.
that's
Mm-hmm.
true. That is
Mm-hmm.
true.
Which I
Okay,
would say is a
okay.
I would
There
say
we
is a very
go.
positive of this game because
Yeah.
that made me fall in love with the Elfman score. That made me fall in love with the like Art Deco world of both the Burton stuff and the Batman the Animated Series. And like this is like my definitive kind of version of Gotham of like the tone and feel because they
Yeah.
take those elements and they mix into a blender and they still put like an original story of these villains breaking out and doing their own thing, and it's beautiful. I feel like it's such a love letter to what Batman was in the media at the time.
I agree with you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that has definitely changed my perspective on it because when I do think about it, this does have a lot of similarities in Batman the Animated Series specifically, and of course, like the
Hmm.
score and stuff is
It's directly pulled.
completely. Yeah, it is directly
Yeah.
pulled. So, I mean, like I said, I'm very excited to see how it works. And even like using the Arkham combat style, it does go into that whole thing
Yeah.
of taking stuff from every single piece of Batman media and putting it into this game. Because,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
Arkham games, that is for some people, that is their Batman. That Batman will never be beaten, you
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So, it does make sense in the context of the game. But, I do let's just say I'm very excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope, a little unrelated, but I hope that in the future that they decide to do more of that style for other superheroes, like, maybe Legends of Superman or, Legends of the Last Son of Krypton or Legends of the Fastest Man Alive or Legends of the Amazonian Warrior or something like that, So then we get a little bit more variants than just Batman.
Oh boy, you are not
But
getting any other Lego DC game
No.
besides Batman.
Tell tell
I
that to
know, but it's like
the
my
tell that to the
delusional
Lego
brain.
sets. Tell it to the Lego sets. The day we get a Lego set that's not Batman, maybe.
We got the one Superman set, and I always see it on clearance because no one bought it but me.
Because of the damn
Oh
mech.
no.
Because it's a damn mech. But it's still a good set. I don't know, man.
It is, but it's just like,
I wanted to say though, like I think honestly, this new Batman game feels very much the most like a spiritual successor to this original Batman. Because if you
yeah,
think about Batman 2 and Batman 3, which we will cover before the new game comes out, those are very much more team up Justice League things, especially like Batman 3. That's basically a Green Lantern game with Batman stuff.
yep.
So to it, Legacy of Dark Knight's basically saying like, oh, Lego Batman the original took inspiration, put it into a blender, and made its own original story. We're gonna do the same thing, but with every fucking thing that's come out, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's exciting for me because it is an original story, but it's like whole like it is the same thing. Like it's we're gonna pull designs from the movies and the games and all this stuff and put in an original story, and I think like that
Yep.
is so exciting to me to see what they're gonna do with that. I think we're gonna
I
get like the
also sorry.
definitive Batman game if this works out. Good.
Mhm. I also love the fact that they like very specifically said, like they didn't just say, "Oh, and movies and comics." They were like movies, comics, animation, shows.
Everything.
They even said video games. Like everything is combined into that game, and I think that's so cool. Except the Snyderverse.
Even down to like I know people were complaining about there only being 7 quote unquote playable characters in the
It's
story
cool.
mode.
Yeah,
I
What is
love that
Lego
aspect
Batman?
actually.
What is the original Lego Batman? You play as Batman and Robin in different suits. And they're fleshed out versions of those characters.
if there's no Killer Moth, I don't care.
Killer Moth is integral to Batgirl's story, and Batgirl's a character in the game, so it needs to happen, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Is there any levels in this game specifically from the hero missions that you guys really love or stand out to you, or maybe ones that you frustrated you?
Two-Face car chase easily for me my favorite mission. Even though I didn't
Okay.
actually actively play through it, watching it was still really, really, really cool for me. And I wish I
Yeah.
would have been able to play through it.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's that the first Two-Face and Clayface level when you fight Clayface. That level, for some reason, is the one that just I never forget about. Because when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I didn't understand how to pick the other levels, and I wanted to replay the game. So I would just
Mhm.
replay that level like over and over and over again.
Mhm.
I will say I was frustrated as hell by the boat level against the
Oh,
submarine.
fuck the boat level, bro.
That fucking level pissed me off with the bombs.
Fuck the boat level. Fuck both the boat levels on the villain side too, bro.
Oh
The
yeah,
boat
yeah.
mechanics are bad. They're not good. Honestly, the plane ones aren't good either.
Oh no. See, but that's a problem that's remained to this day. Because I played Lego Marvel 2 not that long ago, and the plane level pissed me off.
Yeah. I've
Flying in these Lego games, the only game that I feel like has perfected it,
Oh
or the only
god.
two games that I feel like. So when you're flying an actual vehicle, it has been
Mhm.
terrible in every Lego game. When you're actually flying with the
Yeah.
characters, it's cool, but it's just man
Mhm.
flying. Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
don't know if you mean
Yeah, yeah.
Skywalker. Skywalker saw the ships are not that bad.
No, they're
But that's
not.
like the only game I can point out. Like
No,
literally.
wait.
Okay.
Lego Marvel 1 is so janky with all the flying, but it's so fun because you can go at fucking Mach speed, like with
That is
everything.
true.
It's awesome.
That is true.
You get
That
the
is
X-Men
true.
jet
Yeah.
and you just can just go or the
Yes.
Shield jet was the best plane in that game. So
Or
I would argue the flying in
Lego
that game is awesome.
Lego DC Supervillains, since that is such a big map in itself, and it's so many cities. It's
Yeah.
Gotham, it's Metropolis, it's Smallville, it's the Legion of Doom
Hmm.
area. Flying at Mach speed or running with the Flash across the entire map is still, you know, awesome. Now, granted, I wish they would have kept the Quicksilver mechanic from Lego Marvel's Avengers, where you can just go on
Yes.
at Mach speed but running. That would
Hmm.
be sick. But they, for some reason,
That
took
would be
that
sick.
Yeah.
away after that game when they should have totally kept it. I don't understand, but
They were like, let's
Uh,
make this awesome ability for the less fast speedster that we have. Let's not give it
Literally.
to Flash.
yeah,
Let's give it to Quicksilver.
yeah.
It was so good. Oh man. But yeah, the vehicle missions in this The Two Face one's fine, but the other ones are like very much a hit and miss. I love
Yeah.
a lot of the like end missions when they get really big scope. Like I love the Joker Harley, like the final level in this where you fight them in the big cathedral and you have
Mhm.
to like climb everything. That's super fun. It's also very fun at the villain perspective side of that. And then like the Riddler Two Face one where you're breaking into the bank. Anyone that's like very elaborate long levels where you get like a lot of set pieces. The
Yeah.
Poison Ivy one's pretty long too. Honestly, a lot of that first set of levels of the Riddler one is very fleshed out. I would say probably the most of the three.
True. What's funny is when I did the final level for episode 2, when you fight Penguin and Catwoman,
I don't like that one.
I went all the way through it. You get to the final fight. After you destroy like the four things, if you go
Yeah,
to the corner, there's like toxic waste. If you make Penguin walk into that, you finish the level.
really. He just
Yeah, because
dies
it just kills
instantly.
him. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I just skipped the
That's
fight
like
because I was like, I'm not, I don't like this level. So
that's like when Lego Star Wars when you could push the Emperor into like a specific thing and he'd fall into the chute. Like you could just end the
yeah.
level early in Return of the Jedi. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like it would just skip. I don't that is the worst boss level is the Penguin Catwoman one. At least in terms of like the final chapter ones. Cuz it's
Yeah, it
so
was very boring.
confusing how you have to like figure everything out. I'm not gonna lie too. I felt dumb. I had to look up walkthroughs like one or two times just because I missed like what to do in a certain. It was specifically
Yeah.
like it was one of the flying levels. I didn't realize you had to go grab a bomb by destroying a billboard in like a different. I think it was in the villain side, and so I had to like I was just flying around. I'm like I don't know where to get this bomb, and they just don't give you like very clear directions sometimes in this game. You have to figure things out on your own.
Sometimes you just can't get
Yeah.
rid of a bomb.
Sometimes you can't get rid of it. Yeah. Do you guys have any other big points you wanted to touch on?
Ooh. I guess, and I think this is an interesting question since at some point we are going to cover them. What is, like, do you prefer this game or Lego Batman 2? Obviously, without replaying Lego Batman 2.
I think we should
For you
talk about that
guys.
when we get there next time, right?
Well, I think it's interesting I kind of wanted to hear you guys' perspectives before replaying it. Like, that's what I
Okay.
mean.
Before this game by a month. And
Mm.
I know I'm like that's maybe might be an unpopular opinion, but I love this game like so
Well,
much.
that opinion has grown a lot more with people like replaying Lego Batman 1 with time. I still
Let
have
me
more of that nowadays.
let me just say Lego Batman 2 truthers saying that's the best Lego game give me the same energy as people saying Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie. Where it's
Damn.
like, yes, it's good, but you have nostalgia glasses on like crazy. And you just
Wow.
loved doing Gotham missions. I could say Lego Marvel's the best game, but it's not. It's my like one of my favorites probably because that's the one I have the most nostalgia for, but it's not the best Lego game.
Hmm.
Like Lego Star Wars Complete Saga probably is.
Damn.
One of these original three.
I would say uh, this is gonna be such an underrated pick, and this is probably gonna be no one's pick.
If you say Lego Movie
But
2 or some shit, bro,
Do
no, 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 no,
not.
no,
Please
no,
do not.
no, no, not Lego Movie 2, not Lego Movie
Are
2.
you gonna say
But
Lego
I
Batman 3
think
is the
that
best one?
no,
that's a bad
absolutely
take
not.
too.
Okay, good.
Lego Batman 3 is the worst Lego DC game, undoubtedly.
Mm,
But I think that my
This is
favorite
Jalen's favorite
Lego
Lego game.
game,
oh, jeez.
This
low
is
Gotta
key,
so
that
be.
one
bad.
wasn't bad. That
No, I
one,
hate
oh,
this game. I hate this game.
I actually had a lot of fun with that one. I but my favorite Lego game is between obviously Lego Marvel Superheroes. That was
Yeah,
a really fun one for me. But at the same time, I think Lego DC Supervillains, that was just like a great time in my life. And I remember like seeing how big the map was. And even though, yeah, the heroes, like the villains completely outnumbered the heroes, it was so
yeah,
cool when, that I still got to play as like heroes like Speedy, like Roy Harper and Starfire and all these people that hadn't gotten any sort of
Yeah.
shine up until that point or were just DLC characters. And obviously, your boy he couldn't always afford all the DLC, right?
of
Like for
course,
Lego
yeah.
Batman 3, I only got the Arrow DLC, and that was it. So I didn't get the Titans DLC or any of the other DLCs for Lego Batman 3. But for this game, it was so cool seeing all those characters as well as playing as, multiple different types of villains. But it seemed like everyone had some sort of like, variants to them, and everyone had
Mhm.
something unique about them, even like just down to the design. Like I would legitimately spend hours going through characters and just like zooming into the little minuscule details of their suit because it was just
Yeah,
so like well designed. So I would say low-key
Yeah.
Lego DC supervillains might be my favorite of the bunch, honestly.
See,
that's not a bad take. That's fine.
not at all. I mean, that game is like perfectly made from, like I said earlier, custom characters were my favorite part of Lego games. You literally
Mhm.
have to customize the protagonist of the game.
Yeah.
So, like, that always was such a cool start to that game. I would say my favorite Lego game, maybe it is Lego Batman. I have a lot of love for the first Harry Potter game. I love that first Harry Potter game. I do think the best Lego game, if I had to be like objective about it, for me, it's Complete Saga.
Yeah.
Like that's my like
It is. It's
objective best game, but like not
Complete Saga is
objective.
perfect. Complete Saga is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm about the same. Marvel, Complete Saga, this game, all that stuff.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
before
guys,
we
what about Lego Jurassic World?
oh fuck off, dude. What about Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, bro?
Oh
Like let's
God, I
just throw
forget about that one,
let's throw shit at the wall, man.
bro. But
Um
none of you guys know about Lego Battles, though.
no, I don't know about Lego Battle.
I actually
I
don't
It's
don't
a
know.
dabble in
game.
the
Or Lego City Undercover, you guys. Lego City Undercover,
I
unbeatable.
didn't play that one because I didn't have a Wii U, man.
It was okay.
It was aggressively okay.
Yeah,
Aggressively okay.
I
this is
almost
the
bought a
worst
Wii.
game
Oh,
ever, though.
I almost bought a Wii U back then just to play that game because I loved Lego games so much. But then I was like, it's a Wii U. I don't want it.
Same actually.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Lego Dimensions? I've never played Lego Dimensions, but I don't know if you guys have played
I
Lego
replayed it
Dimensions.
recently. I found the portal. I still have it.
Yeah.
I replayed a couple missions. It was hard because I could not find the like tag for like Batman,
hmm
and the one for Gandalf broke. And those are like the three main characters. So it's kind of impossible to like
To do
do a lot of the
anything.
levels. But I had
I
a
have
lot of like extra characters, so I was able to still play it.
I have whole beef with Lego Dimensions because I did not play online games until later in my life. Like everything was offline. But I still
Me
bought
too.
like Lego Dimensions and a lot of the character packs. None of my worlds worked besides the main ones that come with it. My characters would
Huh.
spawn in. None of the other worlds. So I had the Ninjago people, Chima, Doctor Who. Didn't get to play any of those worlds, and that pissed
Oh
me
yeah,
off. And I could
that's
never fix
because
it.
that's because he had to like do like a really weird update that broke after a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
Because I remember I had the same issue for a while until I figured out how the hell to do that update.
I tried to update it, man. I've never been able to. My whole thing though with that game is that they did it with Disney Infinity. I think if they put out another version of that game, get rid of some of the toy pad mechanics and just have it where every character and every world is in it. Like you could charge full price and I would buy that instantly.
Yeah. What's sad is that that game doesn't even work anymore. Because
No, it doesn't.
without the what's it, a lot of like the worlds have been locked because of it had to be like that online update instead of a different game. For like
Yeah.
Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii U, like they don't work at all anymore.
It's ridiculous. I think that's honestly it's so much potential. And the whole toys to life thing is a whole nother discussion. But it's the
Oh
lost
god.
Lego game, truly.
Yeah.
But closing Lego Batman, I wanted one more question, I think, is just before we get closing thoughts. Well, three separate things. You got Riddler, Penguin, Joker. What would be your guys' like ranking of those sets?
I would probably say, and I think nostalgia is still kind of kicking me when I choose
Yeah.
this order. I would say Riddler, then Joker, Harley, then Penguin.
I
Mhm.
would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that's my order. I for some reason when I was playing the like Penguin and Catwoman like base area, I just I didn't feel like that engaged as I did with the other two. I felt like I just blew through it like so quick.
Mhm.
Well,
I
Joker
am the
Harley
same
was a
way.
lot more engaging, and then the first one is just nostalgia for that first and fifth level. Oh, forever get
I
me.
I think like the Riddler one's the best one. It's the most fleshed out. It's like your
Yeah.
intro levels. Joker one's good, except there's three flying characters, I think.
Hmm.
No. It's well, Scarecrow's flying because he's in the ship, but like it just feels like you're kind of repeating like the same type of character over and over. But the levels are still pretty good in that. Like the final level's great, and then the amusement
Yeah.
park levels. That's another one that's really good. The first Harley level, where you're going for the amusement park, is so like atmospheric and cool. The Penguin one, it's like the Catwoman level's super short. The boat level sucks. The Killer Croc level was kind of short. You really don't get a great package there.
No.
So I would agree. It's probably the worst one, which is unfortunate because if you could just put a Bane level in there, then you're at the top tier. But
Yeah.
that's all I got. Closing thoughts for you guys. Like just wrap up how you feel about this one, Luis.
I mean, it's a classic. This game will forever be a classic. I don't think anything would ever take away from that. This
Mhm.
it still holds up to this day, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't go in expecting to be as challenged as you were when you played it as a kid. Like you will breeze through a lot of this game.
Yep.
But even when you do that, it's still fun. And that's
Yeah.
amazing that they're able to like accomplish that. I think all like Complete Saga, Indiana Jones, all both of those, the reason they're a trinity is because all three accomplished that. Like they're
Yep.
easy, you breeze through them, but you're having fun. Except that fucking boat level. But we're not gonna talk about that one.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's just truly it's such a cool look at a different time. Especially now playing like the current, well, not even the modern LoL games, just go all the way to Batman 2. And there's such a big shift in what like gaming was at the time. Like you have voice lines, open world, the levels, a lot of them are a lot longer. And then you move on to that to DC Super Villains and now Lego Batman Legacies of the Dark Knight. And it's just so cool just to see a simpler time in games, you know? Like I love all the modern games, but it's so cool to just be able to go back to that simplicity. That beautiful simplicity.
Beautiful simplicity. That is actually my final thought right there. It's just this game is beautifully simplistic. I mean, like it is one of those things where it's like you you go back to it and you have so much nostalgia tied to it for the way that things used to be, especially in Lego games.
Mhm.
And it's like for this game, yeah, it doesn't have the big grand worlds, that all the other Lego superhero games after it has, but it has its own little charm and it has its own little love and its own, gravitas to it that I think
Yeah.
will continue, like it will continue to stand the test of time. So, like I said, I think if you are gonna dive into it just to get the full experience, you can play it however whichever way you want. But to get the full scope and the full experience, go and play it on a console. No matter how buggy it is, you should totally play it on a console. But overall, man, this was a fun time.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing, this game and
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the same way. I played this game in the span of a week because I procrastinated very heavily, and it was a very fun week. I ignored a lot of movie watching and TV watching to just play a crazy amount of Lego Batman, and I had a lot of multi-hour long sessions. I think if you want something that fully encapsulates like this time of DC, and especially this time with Batman, sure you could go to Batman the Animated Series, but it's really this game that like if you just want to look back to like where Batman was at the time, this is it. And this is going to give you like if you're not a
Yeah.
Batman fan after playing this game, like I don't know, man. Like
Agreed.
it's just it's fucking wonderful and it's one of my favorite DC things, like period. I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic. So, and it made me think Hush was cool, which we found out that's not true.
No.
But even that. So, like I shout out
Yeah.
Lego Batman. I'm excited to see how we feel about the other three because they're very different beasts in this one.
Yeah.
So, Thank you everyone for exploring with us another week. Next week is going to be our big Halloween episode, and we're going to talk about Batman the Long Halloween. So, thank you for listening, and we hope you have a good day. Hi, Jalen. Hi, Jackson.
What's up?
Buddy.
I called you guys here today because we have a very special Exploring DC announcement before we record our
I
regular
just got out of the
show.
shower.
You did. And it's not, the announcement is not that Jackson is about to shave. That's what we were hoping for, but it's not.
That ain't
Yeah.
happening anytime soon, buddy.
Nope.
That ain't happening anytime soon.
We got a little fed up with just the three of us. We're getting on each other's nerves. So we decided to add a fourth person, our mutual, that we all love way more than each other. Luis, welcome officially to the pod.
Thank you very much, Josh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to fight with Jackson Wells every week, as I do in
We
real life.
needed more backup against Jackson Wells.
That's the
Like you
best part.
fucking
Every
didn't.
week of this podcast.
Get the fuck
is
out of here.
fighting
That's the
Jackson
least
Wells.
true thing.
Okay. That's it, guys. Jackson Wells is getting kicked out.
Let's
See you
go.
soon.
Oh.